Welcome to the podcast. I'm Bella Ross.
And I'm Betsy Sanchez. Welcome to Alexander High School's very first student-run podcast.
Through this podcast, we're going to be highlighting Alexander's very own students, teachers, admins, clubs, sports, and anything that goes into school. Fair game to be featured in this podcast.
And this week, we'll be highlighting DECA, football, and a very special guest in the end.
Make sure you stay tuned to the end of the episode to get updates on next week's events. Up next, we are going to be having Thiago.
Hey Cougars, I'm Thiago Valdivia, and I'm here with a DECA officer, Joseph Martinez. How are you, Joseph?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Before we start going and talk about DECA, we gotta let y'all know that he did find a room, and now he's here in the room.
Yeah.
But we want to know, what do you think about this room?
Well, it fits Alexander, the colors and the vibe in here is really cool.
Yeah, because he has we kind of shared a class, and he saw this room like empty and all and white, and
it's pretty bland.
Yeah, and now it looks like an actual podcast room, so that's that. But yeah, what's your position in DECA?
So I'm a merging leader in DECA. I basically help a lot of officers. I help them with all their tasks and stuff like that.
So you're just like a support?
Yeah, I'm like
officer?
a support. I also manage the TikTok too. I do all the DECA TikToks.
Yeah, I see a lot of his TikToks. He blowing up. What is DECA about?
So DECA is a marketing and entrepreneurship club. And basically, we do a lot of community service events. We help the community, especially the school. And you have the chance to compete. And this year, all the competitions are in Atlanta, so that's convenient for us. And it's really fun to compete and be involved in the club.
Yeah, I'm also a member of DECA, and they also do a lot of fun field trips that you don't want to miss.
Atlanta Hawks soon.
Atlanta Hawks soon. What else do they do? Six Flags?
Yeah, we did Six Flags earlier this year.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun stuff, and you get time outside of school, which everybody enjoys. What would you recommend those people who are trying to start competing?
So I would recommend that you reach out to Emma Slatton. She'd help you a lot. She'd answer all your questions, and any of us can answer your questions because, it's really simple to explain and it's not too hard. So I recommend all of y'all join.
Yes, and it also looks really good on your resume.
That too.
Yeah. Are you in any clubs at the school? Oh, besides DECA?
So I'm also a junior class president, and I'm also an officer for HOSA now. And yeah, other than that, at school, those are the clubs I'm in.
Yes, he also won junior homecoming Prince.
Yep.
And we spent a lot of time in that gym, guys. So
yeah,
it was
we were locked in there.
We spent 5 hours there, locked up, looking crazy. We started dancing guapangos and el payaso de rodeo and all of that. It was fun.
It was fun. It was really fun, actually. Yeah.
And you know what's also fun? Having you here. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
Hey guys, I'm here with Jason Debris, player number 59 on our football team. How are you, Jason?
I'm living the dream, man. It's great to be here. I'm so excited.
So, as a football player, what's something you're looking forward to this season?
I'd say just to get to see the guys play the remaining games we have, seeing as much effort as they can give. Had a lot of back and forth with position changes, couple guys battling injuries early in the season and coming back. All I'm hoping for is if they go out and play their butt off, that's grade A effort. I'm proud of.
How do you feel about this game that's coming up this Friday?
Ooh, senior night. I'm really excited. It's going to be a bit of a dogfight. Lithia, we beat them the past 2 years. They're expecting a win. They had our name circled for probably since the end of last season, and so they're coming to our house, and I'm super excited. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be chippy. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I hope it is. So, talking about senior night, how have you enjoyed football over? You played all 4 years of your career, right?
I've been with part of the team. Just like everyone else, battling injuries, not getting to play some stuff, getting to play other stuff. But throughout high school, it's shaped me really into the person I am. I've grown to be such a much better leader.
So you feel like football is a good stepping stone to becoming a leader?
I'd say a lot of athletics is, but at least for me, football especially has just grown me to be the leader I am now intensely.
What's something that comes to mind whenever you say, when were you a leader the most?
Probably over the summer. there was a lot of battles with like the heat. Everyone's tired doing conditioning, and it's like, a lot of people have the urge to quit, to just give up and be like, I got tomorrow. But it's like, I mean, we're at the end of our season now, so people don't really realize how quick it goes by. So, I mean, to step up and be a leader, be like, if we do this now, there's less stuff we have to worry about in the actual season, or where we are now with the season almost over.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, just a little things like even just during conditioning, being able to step up and be like, come on, guys, let's go. Let's get started. Even if you're tired, come on, get back up. Next rep. Let's do it.
Off the top of your head, what was your favorite game or memory from football through your entire career?
Freshman year East Paulding game. Our it sounds bad to say, but our starting center, he had tore his MCL and PCL.
Uh-huh.
So he was out of the game, and our left guard moved to center. And, our offensive line coach was kind of like, he had me by him the entire game. He's holding on to my jersey. He's like, be ready to go in. And eventually, just around mid-third quarter, he's like, all right, head in there. And I was shaking in my boots. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't so worried about embarrassing myself as I was just absolutely getting the quarterback destroyed.
Sad.
But, no, after the first play, I mean, all the jitters went away. We have a couple kids now just because our team's so young. But my freshman year, we had no freshmen starting. So it was it was an incredible experience getting to, I guess, start the latter half of that game as a freshman. It was incredible.
What do you think you're going to be able to take away from football and use in future careers?
I'd love to be able to play in college. Obviously, I have to get healthy. Just, progressive injuries throughout the years, that's whatever. But, I mean, need to get back in football shape. If I want to play at the collegiate level, I absolutely have to get in better football shape than I was before. That's a whole different ball game than high school. But I'd love to go do it in college, and if it takes me to the pro leagues, absolutely. But, I mean, despite the fact of actually getting to play football, I mean, the leadership skills you earn, the discipline from physical and mental, the stress that they put on you, I mean, it taught me how to work out properly. It's taught me how to push through when things get tough. It's helped me become a better leader. I think the biggest takeaway is just the immense support that you have from those people and getting to lead and grow with them. And I hope to take that with whatever job I do, whether it's football professionally or, heck, teaching, coaching. I'd love to do coaching. I think it's incredible. Some of the coaches are my father figures. So,
well, I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast today, Jason.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey Cougars, it's Allison, and today I have a special guest. We have the one and only ALX principal. So everyone, welcome Principal Mrs. McAdams. So how are you feeling being here in the podcast room, being part of the first episode of the first ever student-ran podcast here at ALX?
This is really cool. Like, I know when nobody's here on fall break and stuff, and I get to wander the school with no students or teachers, I like to break into rooms like this and just see what's going on in here, because y'all try to keep this a big secret, but I have a master key. So
well, now you know, and now you're on here. All right. So I brought you here to play a little game, but before you play this little game, I wanted to ask you two questions.
Okay.
So as a high school principal, how was high school like when you were a high schooler?
It was much smaller, of course. So fun fact, for those of you that don't know, I actually graduated from Alexander. So I spent 4 years here. I was also at Fair Play in South Douglas. So I've grown up in the Douglas County school system. So Alexander is definitely much bigger. I think we had maybe 800, 900 kids when I was here, and now we're at about 1,700. So definitely has grown a lot. But the one thing that remains consistent about Alexander is that it's always felt like home to me, and it's always felt like a family. It's always had this big school, small atmosphere. So I think that's, as a principal, that's my goal, is to keep that feeling for y'all.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that's cool. That's nice to know that you feel home, and now you work as a high school principal here where you graduated from.
Never would have guessed.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right. So also, what is one thing you disliked back then when you were in high school that you now love as a high school principal? So maybe, like, for example, you did not like the pep rallies back then, and now you probably love them. So let us know.
I'm going to be a little more superficial than that and say that I used to hate the fact that we could not leave campus during lunch to go to Chick-fil-A or Subway that's 5 minutes away. But now as a high school principal, and not only that, but as a mother, I understand the liability involved, and just, no offense, how crazy y'all drive and don't know how to drive. So letting y'all leave campus and go to lunch and come back is terrifying.
Right.
In this role.
All right. So now we're gonna get started with our little game. But first, I want to let the Cougars know that stay tuned because you may have a chance of winning something. But I'll discuss that in a minute. So we're gonna be playing two truths and a lie. You're gonna give us two truths and a lie, and it's the Cougars' job to comment down below what the lie is. And if they get that lie correct, the first person to get it right, they will be winning a free Cougar Store goodie bag. So make sure you pay close attention. So give us your two truths and a lie.
Okay, so two truths and a lie. So I married my high school sweetheart. Mr. Offord was my senior lit teacher.
Interesting.
And I was voted Miss AHS for the class of 2002.
All right, so y'all heard that. So make sure you leave down below who you think or what you think the lie is. All right, I want to thank you so much for being part of the episode. Thank you so much for visiting us.
This is really cool. Fun fact too. When I was in high school, we had something called Channel 1 News, and then we also had a Cougar TV show that was broadcasting in the JROTC room. So this is like a whole throwback for me and a full circle moment. So this is really cool.
That's
obviously
interesting.
podcasts weren't a thing back then.
Wow. Well, that's amazing to know. Well, thank you so much once again.
You are welcome.
Hey guys, it's Bella, and I have next week's updates and events. So Monday, we're going to have flag football playing at South Potting versus South Potting. Tuesday, we have DECA pickleballs and pizza. So if you're a DECA member, make sure you stay after school for that. Wednesday, we're going to have varsity flag football playing New Manchester here at Alexander. So we'd love to see you guys come. And then Friday is Halloween, so you guys can wear any Halloween outfits. Just make sure we're not doing any blow-ups, any masks, or anything too crazy out of dress code. And then the afternoon, the varsity football game versus South Potting at South Potting. And we'd love to see you guys at all those events.
Thank you, Cougars, for watching today's episode. We worked really hard on it, and we're so thankful for y'all.
We really hope you enjoy it. And before we cut this out, I want to send a huge thank you to Robinson Salvage for the couch. Comment down below what you think Miss McAdams' lie is. And also comment what you think of the episode and hype us up. And see you next week, Cougars.